Hi everybody. So this is the update for this week. Pretty much what I was able to achieve during this past week that I wanted to learn AI or ML, however you want to call it, whatever it is at this point. So this is my GitHub page. It's not really eye-catching right now. I get it. I know that. It's not prettified yet. This is something I want to look into, and I also noticed that there was a lot of references for GitHub Pages to use Jeckyl as the underlying software to utilize for this. So I'm looking into that a little bit more. I have Jeckyl actually finally installed on one of my computers, which it wasn't that hard. It was just follow the steps. The steps that I went through. So this is the Jeckyl website. This is referenced from GitHub immediately. So go through this. A lot of these directions actually are for if you are running Linux, which for my other computer, I'm not running Linux. I'm running Windows. So this is not going to help me out. But there was somehow on here somewhere, I ended up going to an installation page. Oh, that's what I did. So on the right side over here, I went to installation. That brought up this page. It says it has to have at least Ruby 2.4 or higher, Ruby gems, and this is for Linux. So we're just going to ignore that. Down here, it says there's a guide. And I was like, are you serious? So I clicked on that, and I got this other page. Jeckyl on Windows. So I started going through this, started reading this, and I think this is a little old. It doesn't say where it was last updated, I don't think. There's still a couple different references to Linux files, but it actually asks you to install the Windows subsystem for Linux right here. I have that on that other computer, but I'm not sure if I want to go that route over on that other computer. So when I was on YouTube, I actually found this video right here that walked me through installing Ruby, all the different requirements that I needed for that, and all the different things. And they said this is specifically for getting onto GitHub. Where is this? It should be in here somewhere. If it's not, it definitely makes references into the GitHub pages. So I'm following that. I got it installed. I followed all the directions that he put inside of his video. I've yet to watch the next video to see if it goes on and keeps on talking about it. But that's where I'm at right now. That's all I've been able to find time for right now at this point in time. So that's a step up. At least my pages are going to start looking prettified at this point. And they're not just going to be the black text on white background now. So another thing I was trying to look at was, I want it to look good. I definitely want it to look presentable. So I started Googling and I typed in there free Jeckyl themes, and this is what I came up with. So I'm going to put this link in the notes below. But it was able to show all these different web pages that are built on Jeckyl itself. I don't know if this is going to be totally compatible with GitHub Pages, but at least I'm going to try. I'm going to try to get it to work. I'm going to try to get it to look nice and neat and presentable for the rest of the people. For anybody that comes across that wants to look at what I have been learning past couple months every single week. And maybe if this takes off, maybe cybersecurity is something that definitely piques my interest right now. that I can apply to all the different jobs that I work for, and all the different meetups and conferences and all that other stuff that I go to. So like I said, look through here. I'm sure I'm gonna find one that is gonna like stand out right at me. This one right here, Bulma, I kind of like that, but I think it should be something else. That reminds me of a different site that I used to go on to every once in a while. Probably something more like this right here, the Centurium. I don't know at this point. So notice that it says free. And a couple of these other ones there is a paid version across there. Those are definitely ones I'm not going to get because I don't have the money to do that right now. So the next thing I was looking at Siraj Raval's requirements. Let's go over here. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. That's it right there. His requirements for learning AI in 6 months or 8 weeks. 8 weeks right there. So that's like 2 months. I am going to try to go through this. So what I'm going through right now is I'm going through the pre-reqs right now. So I'm going through, we'll go over to edX because this is where this link goes to. Or actually, so I'm going through this right here. I'm up to section 3. There's no homework or tests in the free version that I'm taking. It just shows it just shows the videos that go along with this and starts walking you through that process. Honestly, at this point, this is everything I've learned in the class on Udemy. Am I saying that right? I think so. On their courses website that I actually paid for to try to start learning Python. So everything doesn't seem too complicated at this point. Everything seems nice and neat and easy to understand at this point for me, because I went through all that other stuff over there. So I'm up to course 3 right now, or chapter 3, module 3, and there's only 6 modules in here. So we already went through Python basics, a data structure. We're up to functions and packages right now. That's where I'm at right now. We're going to talk about, there's going to be a video about NumPy, plotting with matplotlib, which is something I definitely want to do and definitely want to learn. And then control flow and pandas. Pandas, I'm not sure what it is or what it does and how it helps out in the grand scheme of things. I don't really remember any references over to this, so that's why I want to know a little bit more about pandas also. It says write conditional constructs to tweak the execution of your scripts and get to know the pandas data frame, the key data structure for data science in Python. That doesn't really explain anything more than I didn't know before. So this goes into other things. This is the syllabus to try to talk about everything that's going to happen within this class. Of course, you can upgrade this course to be a paid for class and then you get a certificate at the end. I just don't have that money right now. I don't have $99 I can spring down for this. So when I do have money I can spring down for this, I'm probably going to do that actually at this point, so I can definitely put it inside my resume for sure. So the other things in here is Siraj actually put in a PDF cheat sheet for calculus and also for linear algebra. For me, I only took math classes up to, I think it was algebra 2, and then I stopped taking math. Kind of wish I would have went on. I really wish I would have went on, to be honest. Mainly because I look at this is the calculus cheat sheet. I look at this, there's a lot going on. and it does not scratch my head because right now it doesn't mean a thing. I look at this and there's a whole bunch of squiggles, and there's a lot of x of f going on, and I don't know what they mean. I have no clue. I remember hearing about cosines, tangents, and there's another one in here too that I remember seeing before. We can skip that. I remember hearing about those when I was younger. But what they did exactly, I don't remember. I don't know if anybody actually explained it to me. All the kids that were actually in the applied calculus class that I would talk to, they kind of shrugged it off and made it seem like I'm smarter than everybody else. I'm not going to teach you. I'm not going to waste my time with you because you're never going to understand it. I really think that was at the time I was like, oh, okay, and just went on and moved away from it. But being how I am now, I look back at it, I'm like, well, why not? Why were you acting that way? It doesn't make sense other than to try to think that you're more important than I am, which hopefully people don't think that. Hopefully. So that's the calculus cheat sheet. We come over to the linear algebra cheat sheet, and some of this actually looking at it, and I haven't even read it word for word yet. I still have time to actually do that. Just looking at it, I understand matrix operations because that was in a YouTube video that I saw. They actually explained that and went over that, and I was like, okay, well, that kind of does make a little bit of sense. Some of this up here, like this E sign, I have no idea what that is right now. Off the top of my head, I can't think of it. I don't know what that is, and I don't understand how it comes out to this. I don't understand that. But I will. I will definitely understand that. It's definitely something I'm going to figure out. Even if it's on my own, and if I don't have anybody to teach me, that's fine. I'm not going to let the fact that I rely on somebody else to teach me be the limiting factor for me being able to understand or comprehend something. I haven't waited for somebody else to be like that in my life at this point, so why start now? The one thing I did see, though, let's scroll down, that really, really makes sense to me, that I understand, is this right here. This I totally understand. Or at least I think I understand. According to that video. Something like this. If you multiply, I think that's the easiest way to do this. So this makes more sense to me. I'm sure I probably don't have 100% of it figured out, but it makes more sense to me. I'm not so scared of this, although the calculus this, I'm kind of scared of this, but I think everybody's usually scared of something before they actually learn it. And then once they learn it, then they're like, oh, I don't understand why I was scared. So that's one other thing I'm doing that I'm trying to go through here. Let's see, I have a list of things that I want to go over. Oh, one other thing I'm gonna save that for later. Coming back over Siraj's plan here for everybody to just start learning in 8 weeks. There's a set of video lectures, 1 through 5. Let's get that on the screen. Yeah, 1 through 5 that he wants me to go through. So the first one is this one right here, which is the first one pops up. It's an hour long. I think I've seen this before, but probably wouldn't hurt to go through it again. So the first one is an hour long. The second one is an hour 30. Next one is an hour 10. Next one after that's an hour 5. And he wants us to stop at number 5. So that's about an hour 30. So that's like 5 hours of watching video and listening to him. So I'm going to go through that. Definitely going to listen and comprehend and try to figure this out. This screen right here, this actually looks like the yellow screen. So let me pop this up really quick. To show you guys. I think it is made by the same people. I think it is. Where is the video? Nope. Nope. No, not Lolo. YOLO. Nope. AI. Okay. This is kind of what I was looking at before. Whatever. It's in there somewhere. It's definitely this screen right here reminds me of that itself. See if this is. Sorry, I didn't have this prepared ahead of time. See, this is, yep, this is actually the thing I was looking at before. This is actually everything. I think we were on Darknet, and then yeah, this is the same site. This is the same site I was looking at for the most part. So, like I said, I'll put this link in the description below if you want to go to it. This is eventually, so this is written in C and CUDA. I'm probably not going to learn CUDA. One thing about me is I want to learn everything that I possibly can, but at the same time, I have to figure out what I have time to learn. Because there's some things that there's no way I have time in my life that I'm actually going to get to. There's some things. Like, I know I'm capable of learning rocket scientist or being a rocket scientist. But do I have time in my life to actually do that? Well, no, not unless it becomes something more involved in my life. Then I'll go out of my way and I'll start figuring that out. Do I need to learn how to operate on a brain? Can I do it? Yes, I can do it. Can I figure it out? Yes, I can figure it out. It shouldn't be relegated to the people that can and are smart enough to actually figure it out, or that know how to figure it out, or have the money to go to college classes and do all that stuff. So eventually, if I deem that I have the time to actually learn something within my lifetime, I'm going to do it for sure. Right now, AI is actually being the main thing that I want to focus my attention to right now, because it's going to be hitting harder and harder. It's going to be the thing that's actually going to be impacting my life to my dying days. It's weird to say. Yeah, it's just going to be out there. And the sooner I can jump on it, maybe there might be some way that I can actually form it and have it take a turn for good instead of, I'm sure there's going to be a bad way. And people are going to be abusing it for bad. Look at all the deep fakes coming out. There's the Joe Rogan deep fake where it sounds like his voice, but it's not his voice. And he talks about something about squirrels, football, something, for some reason, whatever. They just wanted to make sure that it was fake. And Joe Rogan heard it, and he's like, wow, that's messed up. That's messed up that you guys can do that. So it's only a matter of time. I know there's a project out there called Lyrebird, where they can actually take a voice sample samples of someone's voice and actually make it kind of sound like somebody's or that same person's voice saying stuff that they've never said before. I'm sure you've seen there's video of President Obama where he's saying stuff that he never said before, and they have video to go along with it. Not to mention that that's becoming more and more, like there's more and more software packages that are actually pulling stuff off like this. So that's something that's going to be scary. It's also scary that that's actually something that has been announced before in the text publications that I actually read, that the next upcoming election is actually going to be the battleground for artificial intelligence monitoring at that point and figuring out what is actually real and what isn't. So we'll find out with that. We'll see how that goes and how that plays out in the next election. Who knows? So this is, let's go back over here. So that was that right there. So this is for week 1. I still want to go through all of this stuff first and actually figure out the calculus and algebra sections before I start on week 1. Because this is only 2 months. This is something that's way far ahead of what I planned in my head that this was going to take. I really thought this was going to take about 3 months, but this is 2 months. So this is a little bit nicer than I thought, if I can pull it off in that same amount of time. So the reading assignment. So after the 6 hours and after I get done figuring all this stuff out right there. So the reading assignment brings up to this. It's something in 2010, doesn't matter. Probably still holds the same value that it did before. Computer vision, algorithms, and applications. I'm sure there's probably some updates and some stuff that actually doesn't apply anymore at this point, because there's different programs, modules, applications, whatever, that took the form to reduce and make this easier for everybody. But let's see how many pages this is. Oh, actually, Siraj actually says what pages, what sections. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 sections. I don't know how big this is. I kind of want to go through it all, to be honest. Like, honestly, I do kind of want to go through this. I do. There's a channel on YouTube that it's called 2-Minute Papers. I go through that and I look at that and I try to see what actually interests me and what's kind of cool that I find is cool. So that's another thing that I go through each week. Let's see if there's anything else I'm missing. Oh, I was able to, that's the last thing I was going to do. I was going to show you. So let's go back. Let's leave that there. I was able to do OpenCV to actually take this let's go here. This webcam image right here. I was able to get that. Oh, it's waiting for me. Dang it. So I was able to get this webcam image. It opened up inside OpenCV. And let's get this guy going again. But there was one thing that I couldn't do that I wanted to do was, what I wanted to do was be able to take this game window right here and have OpenCV actually take this section of the screen and actually import it into OpenCV to be able to see everything, to see this window that it creates. Not to actually understand yet, because that's baby steps. There's, first I need to get it to see the window first before it can start understanding what's in the window. I couldn't get that to work. For whatever reason, I just couldn't get that to work. But I could get the webcam the webcam image to appear. So there's probably something between the two that I need to figure out at this point, but that's if I find time that I can get to, for sure. So, other than that, that is pretty much everything that I was able to... Let's pick something really quick here. That's all I was able to do in the past week. So hopefully it's going to show that. All right, there we go. So hopefully I can look at this in another year and see all the different progress that I'm actually doing to get to this point. Hopefully this is progress. This feels like very, very, very baby steps. It is progress, but it feels like it's very, very baby steps to be on this journey. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.